Hi and welcome back. So in this video we are going to simplify our boolean expression, okay, in which we are going to have four variables, okay. So if my boolean expression is going to have four variables, then how many number of cells my table is going to have? That is 2 raised to power 4, which comes out to be 16. First of all, let's just have a look at the expression, okay. So in this way, this equation is going to come. I told you in the earlier video that I have written that combination just in order to make you understand, okay. But actually this is how your question is going to come whenever you are going to simplify your expression using K-maps, okay. Just in case if you want to verify your result, you can just convert this expression into your decimal number form, and then you can make an expression, a combination of a b c d, and then you can just apply some boolean algebra equations and you can see the results are same, okay. But with the help of K-maps, results are coming just in fraction of seconds, okay. So first of all, we are going to make a table. Now my table is going to have total 16 number of cells. Now 16 is we can find out the square root of 16, which comes out to be 4. So I'm going to have 4 number of rows and 4 number of columns, okay. So which means vertically as well as horizontally, I'm going to represent two combined entities, that is AB, and here I am going to represent CD. CD, both input could be 0, C could be 0, D could be 1, C, D both could be 1, and C could be 1, D could be 0. Similarly, here we are going to represent AB. We are going to represent the same thing. Now we are going to give the number to our cells, okay, that we have already discussed in our previous videos. How we are going to give the numbers to the cells. If all the input are 0, my number is going to be 0. If A, B, C are 0 but D is 1, my number is going to be 1, okay. So in this way we are going to represent each cell with the help of a number. If you don't know how these numbers are coming, please go through my previous videos and you will get to know clearly that how these numbers are coming, okay. Now see, we are going to take only fraction of second just in order to solve your equation, okay. So now my equation is having this value that is 0. So I'm going to put a number 1 wherever cell 0 is being represented. So this is my cell 0. Next is 2. So I'm going to put 2 as 1. Then is 5. I'm going to put 1 there. Then is 7. Okay. Then is 8. Then is 10. Okay. And then is 13. And then is 15. So these are my possible terms that are given in my equation. Now I need to simplify this. How we are going to do this? We just need to combine the cells. The cells should be consecutive and cells should have an entry 1. Now if you can just have a look in the middle of your table, I can just see that 5, 7, 13, 15 all are consecutive and all are having entry 1. So I am going to make a block of it. Okay, I am going to make a block of it. Now the next work is, in this block we need to look at the variable which is providing a constant input to all the cells. Now here A is changing. For cell number 5 and 7, A input is 0, but for cell number 13 and 15, A input is 1. So A is changing, I cannot take that. Now B, for cell number 5 and 7, B input is 1, and for cell number 13 and 15, B input is again 1. So I can take B, yes. And on the other hand, look at CD. For the input for the cell number 5 and 13, C input is 0. But for the cell number 7 and 15, C input is 1, which means it's changing. I cannot take. D input is 1 for both the cases, so I can take D. So that means I have taken B and D because they are my constant inputs to all the cells. Okay, so this is the result that comes out from this block. But this is not the final result because we have not compiled these ones. Okay, I have taken this example just in order to show you one different way. See, now these one are at corners. If I'll combine this table, if I'll fold this table. Suppose if you have different entries on different page, and if you just flip the page, if you just combine those corners of the page, that becomes consecutive. So I'll deal these corners at that. I'll suppose that, okay, I'm going to combine these corners and they become consecutive. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to combine these cells. We are going to combine this one with this one, and we are going to combine this one with this one. Okay, and we are going to fold our paper like that. Okay, now just have a look for these things. A's entry, A entry is being changing, that is A, firstly A is 0, and for the last corners A is 1. But B entry is constant, that is 0 0. But B entry is constant, that is for these corners B is providing input 0, and for these corners B is also providing input 0. Okay, so I can take B. Since B is having an input 0, so I am going to represent B complement instead of B. Okay. Now look at these C and D. For these corners, C is going to give me the input 0, and for this corner, C is going to give me the input as 1. So I cannot take C. For these corners, D is giving me input 0, and D is also giving me input 0 for these corners. So I can take D. That means what I am going to take, I am going to take B complement and D complement. So this is my simplified expression. I cannot simplify more than this. Okay, so I guess I have taken less than 2 minutes for this particular thing. Okay, if you know properly that how we are going to label the cells with the help of these numbers. If you don't know, then you need to look at my previous videos in which I have explained in detail how we can convert binary number into decimal and vice versa. Okay. After that, you just need to make a block. While forming a block, you need to consider this thing, that your block is going to contain only those cells which are having an entry 1, and the cells should be consecutive. Okay, and if you have any corner numbers like this, yes, we can combine those, because when we are going to combine the corners, they are becoming the consecutive cells only. Okay, suppose if I don't have this lower corner, then also I can combine these two upper corners only. Okay, the point is that they should be consecutive, and yes, when I am going to combine these corners, this become consecutive cells. Okay, so this is how your K maps are going to work. Okay, if you have any doubt, any query, you can just post that in the comment section, and I'll definitely revert back to you. And if you like my videos, then please do subscribe to my channel. Okay, and share your views in the comment section below, and if you have any suggestion, then please do share that as well. And please do subscribe to my channel if you like my video for more such amazing videos. Thank you. Bye bye.